Hi everybody, it's Wanda. Today I'm going to add silicone to paint and see what happens. And I've really debated in my mind whether I'm going to add it to the metallic or one of the other paints. And I think I'm going to add it to the metallic. I want to see what happens. My colors are Apple Barrel Pink Eraser. This is Artist Loft Orange. This is some gold that's either Anita's or it's Chroma. This green is Craft Smart Apple Tart. And I decided to use another metallic, which is DecoArt Peacock Pearl. Love that. So I'm going to do a dirty cup. Not a dirty cup, a layered cup, I think. I'm going to put the pink and orange next to each other and the blue and green next to each other and have some gold in there. And there's a guy in my painting group named Dan Hodges that only adds his silicone to one paint, and it's the paint that he puts in the middle. And so I think I'm going to try that. It says I only need 3 ounces for this 10 by 10. But I think I'm going to go a little heavy because I've got them mixed up. So I might as well use them. And we will see how this turns out. I have used Blaster in my cup to help the paint to turn loose. Hopefully that will make it slide on down because this is kind of a big cup, but I didn't have a 3-ounce cup. So I hope my paints are close to the same consistency. I'm not sure. I'm not positive they all are. They're a little bit thinner than I would have actually liked for them to have been. Because I think the cells have a better shape if the paint's a little thicker. But we will see. Okay, I'm going to use this Lifespan treadmill silicone. I bought this at Dick's Sporting Goods, because I got it when I first started pouring, which was a little over a year ago. And it was the only place in town that I could find silicone. So I went ahead and bought it. So I'm gonna mix that up a little bit. Probably already got 3 ounces right there. But if you watch Julie Cuts and you watch her proportions, you know that she uses more paint than the chart or the calculation of your length times your width divided by 30. So sometimes I think a little more helps if you're doing a flip cup, because then you don't have to stretch it so much. I think that green's going to fall through there. Hope this one turns out pretty. I love that Peacock Pearl. That's one of my favorite colors. So, we're going to see what happens. I'm going to move all these paints while that falls down. Looks like it's turning loose on the top right there pretty good. Not so much down the sides. I just sprayed it in there and then wiped it back out. I don't want to leave too much, even though I was doing one with silicone in it. See how it came out the bottom? The bottom's clear. I didn't apparently leave enough around the edges. That turned loose right there. You can kind of tell. So, I'm going to let this sit for a minute. Looks like all my gold is right up in here. Pop some bubbles. I was really hoping to get more gold cells popping through, not so much lacing. Wonder if I should have taken a stick and put it down in there and run it through it a couple of times. Not running real fast. So, guess it is a little thicker. Hope I don't have silicone resist. I might. Looks like over here on these edges I might. That's where your silicone hits the canvas and it keeps the paint from sticking if you don't put down a base coat. So a lot of people do put down a base coat for that very reason. So got too much falling off over there. Remember, the green is what sunk. So, that's what seems to be popping up. We get that little corner covered, and then go back to the bigger area. It sure is pink. I forgot that Dan usually uses a base coat. Okay, looks like I got all the edges covered. Well, it certainly is strange looking. I'm not so crazy about this, I don't think. Of course, it might be one of those, it grows on me. One thing I really do like is how this, whatever this is under there, that looks, it must be the blue. No, this is, some of this is green and blue mixed. That's that Peacock pearl coming through up there. Might be underneath here because it looks dark like purple. And pink and blue make purple, so red and blue make purple. But this is definitely not just green. It's got some of the Peacock pearl in that. So I'm going to use my torch and see what happens. I have a feeling it is not going to bring up a lot more silicone cells. I've seen, if you've ever watched Anne-Marie Ritterhoff, she'll go like this and it'll just be cell explosion. I've never had that happen, but I don't get my torch very close either. Try to warm it up a little bit from a distance. I think I am getting some more popping up. They say if you warm up the silicone, it will rise to the top. Seems to be happening down here. So we will see, I guess, if I let it sit there for a few minutes, see what happens. Certainly has bright colors. If you like pink and green. My orange is down in here. I can kind of see it right in there. And then there's some in the cells over here. I've got a green popping up that has a dark outer edge, and then a green, and then a pink, and then a little bit of green right in the middle. So the ones that are popping up now are pretty shapes. It's just this went all weird, and these down in here. So I'm gonna let it dry, I guess, and see what happens, how it turns out. I'll check all my edges, try to make sure I don't have any that are where the canvas is showing from the silicone. And I'll give you guys a close-up. So thank you for watching. I have more subscribers. Thank you and welcome new subscribers. I invite you to come back, spend a little time with me, see what it is that I'm trying out next, because sometimes I'll just decide to do stuff and just try it out. So it's kind of fun to do that. And I appreciate you watching, and be sure and comment. I try to answer all the comments. Sometimes it takes me a little while, but I try to answer them all. But I so appreciate you watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will give you a close-up now. Of course, it's not as dark as it looks in the camera, but I don't have my light on for videos, my camera light on my phone. So here's where all the orange ended up, and some gold down in that area. I have orange kind of underneath there. I have this, what I think is blue, making the purple underneath there. These are the cells that I think mostly popped up with the torch, using the torch. And that one just looks really incredibly cool. Some of these do. And we go up here. There's that Peacock pearl. Look, I have a fish, a big-eyed fish right there. Up here. Have a sea monster right there. Just never know what you're gonna get. Well, that's what I ended up with. It's not my favorite piece, but I'm gonna wait and see how it dries. Definitely had some cells pop up from using the torch and warming it up. So it'll be interesting to see if more end up coming up. Thanks for watching.